In the heart of a small, sun-drenched African village, where laughter echoed between mud brick homes and the scent of earth filled the air, lived a young boy named Kofi. Kofi had eyes that held the wisdom of old stories, and a spirit that shone brighter than the midday sun. But Kofi was an orphan. His world was the village orphanage, a place of shared dreams and quiet sorrows, run by the kind-hearted Mama Ada. Though loved by everyone, a piece of Kofi's heart yearned for a family to call his own. One day, a wave of excitement swept through the village. A sleek black car, unlike anything the children had ever seen, rolled down the dusty path, stopping right in front of the orphanage. Out stepped Mr. Adebayo, a man whose name was whispered in all across the country. He was a billionaire, a titan of industry from the sprawling city of Lagos, his suit as sharp as his reputation. He had returned to the village of his birth, intending to adopt a child, a gesture of goodwill that made headlines. The children were lined up, their faces scrubbed clean, their best clothes on. Kofi stood among them, his heart thumping like a drum dotmer. Adebayo walked down the line, his gaze cool and assessing. He paused in front of a few children, asking a question here, offering a brief smile there. When he reached Kofi, he looked him up and down. Kofi met his gaze with a hopeful, nervous smile. Adebayo, however, simply shook his head and moved on, choosing another boy, a younger, more boisterous child. Kofi's heart sank. The billionaire's driver later told Mama Ada that Mr. Adebayo found Kofi too quiet, too thoughtful, not the lively heir he envisioned. The rejection was a heavy stone in Kofi's young heart. That night, as tears stained his pillow, Mama Ada sat beside him. She held his hand and said, "Kofi, some people look for what shines on the outside, but your worth is a deep river, not a shallow stream. One day, the world will see its depth." Her words planted a seed of determination in his soul. He would not be defined by one man's refusal. He would define himself. From that day forward, Kofi poured all his energy into his studies. He devoured every book the small village library had to offer, his mind a thirsty sponge for knowledge. He excelled in school, his teachers amazed by his quick grasp of complex subjects. He wasn't just smart, he was curious and kind, always helping other children with their lessons. He learned about farming from the village elders, about business from the market women, and about life from the stories Mama Ada told. The village became his family, and its collective wisdom became his inheritance. Years passed. When the time came, Kofi earned a scholarship to a prestigious university in Lagos. The bustling city was a world away from his quiet village. The towering skyscrapers seemed to touch the clouds, and the ceaseless energy of the streets was both daunting and exhilarating. Kofi felt like a small fish in a vast ocean, but he remembered Mama Ada's words. He was a deep river. He worked tirelessly, often studying late into the night while taking on odd jobs to support himself. He never forgot where he came from, sending a portion of his meager earnings back to the orphanage. During a university competition for innovative business ideas, Kofi presented a project that combined modern technology with traditional farming techniques, designed to help rural communities like his own. His passion and deep understanding of the subject captivated the judges. One of them, an old, respected lawyer named Mr. Mensah, was particularly impressed. After Kofi won the competition, Mr. Mensah approached him, offering him an internship at his esteemed law firm. Kofi thrived under Mr. Mensah's mentorship. He learned the intricate dance of corporate law, his quiet, thoughtful nature proving to be a powerful asset. He could see details others missed and find peaceful solutions to complex conflicts. He was fair, honest, and hardworking, earning the respect of his colleagues and the trust of their clients. He had built a life for himself, a life of purpose and success, far from the dusty yard of the orphanage. One afternoon, nearly 20 years after that fateful day, Mr. Mensah called Kofi into his grand office. His expression was somber. He slid a thick file across his mahogany desk. "Kofi," he began, his voice low, "I have something to tell you about a former client of mine. A man named Adebayo." Kofi's breath caught in his throat. It was a name he had long since buried. Mensah explained that the billionaire had passed away a week ago. He had lived a solitary life, his wealth a fortress that isolated him from genuine connection. The boy he had adopted had grown into a man who only cared for the fortune, and their relationship had fractured years ago. In his final years, filled with regret, Mr. Adebayo had sought out Mensah. He had been secretly following Kofi's journey for years. He had seen the reports from the university, the news of his scholarship, and the praise from his colleagues. He saw the boy he had dismissed become a man of incredible integrity and quiet strength. Mensah pushed the file closer. In his last will and testament, Mr. Adebayo named you, Kofi, as the sole heir to his entire fortune. Kofi stared in disbelief, his mind reeling. He remembered the sting of rejection, the cold dismissal in the billionaire's eyes. Why him, Mr. Mensah handed him a letter, handwritten by Mr. Adebayo himself. With trembling hands, Kofi read the words of a man consumed by regret. "Dear Kofi," it began, "I was a fool. I looked for a reflection of myself and failed to see the incredible person standing before me. I valued noise over substance, glitter over gold. Your life has been a testament to the character I failed to recognize. This fortune is not a gift, but an apology. I know you will use it to build, to heal, and to nurture the world in ways I never could. You are the son I wish I had the wisdom to choose. Forgive me." Tears streamed down Kofi's face, not of sorrow, but of a profound, overwhelming sense of release. The wound he had carried for 2 decades finally began to heal. The weight of that rejection was lifted, replaced by a deep sense of peace. He wasn't the billionaire's heir because of a bloodline, but because of his character. Kofi returned to his village, not in a sleek black car, but as the same humble man who had left it years ago. He embraced Mama Ada, his heart overflowing with gratitude. The villagers celebrated, not his new fortune, but the return of their beloved son. True to Mr. Adebayo's last wish, Kofi didn't keep the fortune for himself. He established the Adebayo Kofi Foundation. His first project was to build a new, state-of-the-art orphanage and school in his village, ensuring no child would ever lack books or opportunity. He invested in the local farms, implementing the very ideas that had won him the university competition, transforming his village into a thriving, self-sufficient community. His wealth became a river of hope, flowing from the city back to its rural roots, nurturing the very ground from which he grew. Kofi's story became a legend, a reminder that our true worth is not determined by the judgment of others, but by the strength of our character and the kindness in our hearts. He was the orphan who was refused, but he became the man who rebuilt a community, proving that the greatest inheritance isn't money, but a legacy of love and purpose. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more inspirational content. We'll see you in the next video.